When someone passes, where do they go? Gone forever? Or can they show? What if you could find someone between to bridge the gap of those unseen?
How are you connected?
It's my daughter.
Is your mother passed away? Okay, she's here. All right. I'm sorry. Aw.
And you had a son? Is that the one that's the cross? Because I hear, tell mom and dad I got a haircut.
Mom, dry your tears. It's Rye. Ryan Rye. I don't know if he wants
Ryan.
to. Okay. He wants to lean down and give you all a kiss.
That's Ryan.
And he says, thanks for the balloons. I have no idea what that means.
God.
If I can help one person out there know that they're loved, to feel comfort, that there's hope, that we will reunite with those that we have loved but never lost, my work's complete then.
Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Tony. Hi, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm wonderful. It's always wonderful to be here with you.
Oh, it's good to be back. And had some great feedback from last time and from the subject. We did Akashic Records. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people signed up for past life readings.
Oh, great.
Mm-hmm. It really spurred them on.
I love it.
And I do want to say we have a book winner. People were wondering about that. What I do, if you share the show on your page, on your fan page, I take a list of names if you tell me you've shared, and I just draw a winner. And really, just believe it or not, I wear cowgirl hats. So, so I put them in a cowgirl hat and say a little prayer and draw a winner. Well, I picked the name of Monica Stanford, and she's from Lake Erie, Pennsylvania, which is northwestern Pennsylvania. So, Monica, if you're watching, if you're listening, hopefully, private message me your address, and I will sign a copy of Living in the Afterlife for you, and you'll have it in a few days, sweetheart. So congratulations, Monica Stanford, congratulations.
Yay!
Yay, what a book.
Love it. I love it.
So the book she won is Living in the Afterlife, and it took 4 years to write the book. So for those that are just watching for the first time, my mother is in the spirit world, and she came to me and asked me to write a book on heaven and wanted me to know what it was like in her world now. She passed away in 1993, and she was an English teacher, so I knew she'd help me out with it. And I started to work in a room that is on a ley line of energy. It's a room downstairs, and it's a ley line of energy that's diagonal that runs through our home. And I sat in the chair, and across from me, a spirit would come to me. But relatives that are passed on came to me, friends, clients. I've had some older clients over the years. I've been doing the work 30 years. Clients came to me, and also a couple celebrities. One is a very well-known singer who drug overdosed and drowned in the bathtub. And she has, there's a chapter on entertainment, teaching entertainment in heaven. So she came through, and another comedian who's very well-known that took his life.
Wow.
He came through. Sometimes I say the name, sometimes I don't, but he was wonderful and a good sense of humor. And his story is in the chapter on suicide. So just briefly, because I want to take phone calls tonight, I did a lot of teaching last week.
That's all right.
And had one call from Canada, and some people said, I wish you could have taken my call. So I will try to get to more people, I promise, tonight. But what I want to do is just briefly tell you just a little bit about this book. If you don't have it, you can get it on Amazon or my website, which is michellelivingston.com, Kindle, Nook, anywhere books are sold. But the first chapter is my mother coming through and telling me about the connecting portal. And hers was amethyst, purple. She loved that color. And how she was met by other relatives. And most of them said they went through their life review, which I thought was really interesting. We can never really run away from ourselves. So a hologram is formed. And we observe our first breath to the last breath. And we judge ourselves. So we can never really run away from ourselves, as I said. And we're asked how we've loved, and we've asked if we've learned our soul lessons. And then we decide if we should get on with things and learn in heaven or teach, because we're on this evolutionary journey. The soul is eternal. The soul is indestructible. And guess what? Our work isn't done. We're not forced to work, but we decide what we want to do over there. So teaching entertainment's important. There's temples of wisdom and learning about really all religions. So we've heard about the near-death experience, and somebody mentioned that. A few people wrote to me about it, that they've had a near-death experience, and they went to the light. But whatever their religious belief was, that's who they connected with. So I have a chapter meeting Jesus here in the book. There's one about the Buddha, consciousness, and the ascended masters. And also Crystal City. There's a Crystal City where some of the ascended masters are. So it's kind of a fascinating book. It's like, what really happens on the other side? What happens in the next world, in the next dimension? And we call the next dimension actually the true home.
That's beautiful.
That's our true home. This is our temporary journey down here, Tony, as you know.
So I don't have to clean my room down here then. Okay. Thank you.
As long as you're not having visitors, who cares? That's
right,
just
right.
Joking. And there's also a rehab portion of this book. There's a chapter on rehab. Rehab would be if someone would hold a lot of negativity and anger, and it just doesn't instantly like that dissipate. Sometimes we need to go through different channels to get to the pure love. Now, God is within us, but we forget. We have amnesia when we're born, and we take our first breath, and we also have amnesia when somebody's working with me, their jaw's on their lap, many times.
I'm sure.
So if you don't have the book, if you get it from my website, I'll be happy to sign it for you. And I've had a lot of emails about group sessions. I do family groups at my office here in Pennsylvania. And I'm near Harrisburg, which is the capital of PA. I do phone readings throughout the world. There's no distance with spirit. I'm having a seminar coming up that I'm excited about. It's in Hershey, Pennsylvania, the chocolate capital.
Yummy.
I'm going to blow your Hershey kiss.
Oh.
Sunday, November 19th. And that is our traditional Thanksgiving seminar.
Oh, fun.
So people come to that, and you can sign up on my website or call me. My number's on my website. But we usually get around 100 people, and it's camaraderie, questions and answers, readings. We take breaks. I talk about my book. There are spirits at the bar.
All right now. You're getting everybody happy.
So we have spirits from heaven, and we have spirits of the bar.
That's
and people really do love it. And the best Thanksgiving dinner you'll ever want to have. So sometimes people come for the food, and that's okay with me. But
I wish I could go.
No, that's again Sunday, November 19th.
Love it.
So if you do call in tonight, try to work with me. How I work is typically I do keep my eyes closed, but on a podcast such as this, I'll try to keep them open. I visualize the person in my mind, and the souls in heaven have to store energy, and they have to lower down frequency, because heaven is here, but it's just like radio or television waves. It's a higher frequency. Loved ones, love never dies, and they will lower frequency. The way they circle around somebody is how I know where to place them in a family. So one side was mother's side, one side's dad's side. In-laws and friends come behind and children in the front. So you'll see me even glancing around tonight when I do readings, because I'm trying to see who's communicating. The soul retains its personality. The soul retains its mind, its memory bank, and its consciousness. So the personality shines clear, pretty much. If your grandpa was a character, he'll come in his work pants and he'll act just like he did. If grandma was a little more straight-laced, she might come in with her holding her prayer book.
Oh, Lord.
And so my voice doesn't change, thank heavens, because James Von Prague's a friend of mine. He called me a trance channel. But I don't get the male voices like that, because I think people would freak out.
I'm sure.
But my mannerisms will shift and the personalities will shift depending on who's saying hello from heaven. And when I do a consult, the average is 3 departed up to 10 departed in a 55-minute session. And that also includes a soul portrait scene. So they literally wait in line, and many times I am the referee. It can get hysterical. And I did a group of 3 sisters on last Sunday at my office.
Oh, how fun.
And they had their in-laws, and they had their mother, and they had their father, and they had probably 12 departed for the 3 of them. So when I say work with me, it's basically an energetic exchange. I'm just the conduit or the go-between. And of course, I forget it all. And people, Tony, forget most of it because they're not used to the energy shift.
Oh, I'm sure.
So many times I'll get a sound of a name or initial, a vowel sound. Many times I'll see memories or feel what they passed away of. It's quite interesting. And people need closure. Many times, if there's no resolution with it, if they didn't get to the hospital in time or they didn't get to say goodbye, it's so final. And they want to know not only how they are, but they want to know who they're with and actually what in the world are they doing in heaven. So that's a fascinating question. What is my father doing in heaven right now? Who's he working with? Who's he hanging around with?
Well, God forbid mine goes to heaven anytime soon. At 5 o'clock, I'm sure he'll have, as he would say, having a mixed one.
Oh boy! Hey, listen, I'll join them for happy hour.
That's right.
But it's funny. I always believe in prayer, and there are discarnate earthbound spirits. We're getting close to Halloween, and the veil thins on Halloween between the worlds, between the earth and between heaven. And there are discarnate earthbound spirits, and I don't do any paranormal work. So I always say a prayer of protection. And my 3 angels will come in, and they're called the light beings, and they'll form a big triangle around us. They will protect us the whole time. And if your jaw's on your lap and you can't think, you'll get it later, because that's happened many times. And that's why it's kind of fun to read for families. Because if I get the name of Joe and somebody doesn't know Uncle Joe and they're scratching their head, the sister can say, "Hey, you know Uncle Joe. He was a character." So that's kind of how it works. Some people are more clairvoyant, which means clear seeing. And I'm an artist, so I see them first, and I describe to the person how they look. And then clairaudience is the clear hearing, as people know, and I'll start to hear them. But they work thought transference. They work from their soul mind, of course, to my conscious mind. And then the clairsentience part, or sentience part, is the feeling. So sometimes they'll let me feel how they felt before they passed away. If it's hard or respiratory, I say take the cinder block off my chest, because they can get really detailed with the feelings that come in. So hopefully the delivery helps. Well, and that's why I do the work, as we know, to heal some hearts, to help people know that they're not alone and that there is a good place that awaits them. There's a good place that awaits them. As far as fire and brimstone, of the 33 souls in this book, not one soul said they were there. There is supposedly a gray area, which is very close to the earth plane. It's a sub-consciousness energetic area. So souls that would have committed heinous crimes, person like Hitler, Dahmer, or even just those that are really have walked the earth in tremendous negativity, many times end up in the gray area. And there are heavenly volunteers, which I think is really interesting, human heavenly volunteers that come down to help those gray area to get up to the light.
Wow,
because we all need to go to our life review, and eventually, whether we like it or not, we go through our life review. So that's why the heavenly volunteers come down to try to get souls up to heaven. So how's that sound, Tony?
It sounds wonderful. And I was curious, is there one of the senses that is harder on a psychic, or at least harder on you, that maybe wears you out faster than any other, or are they all equal?
They're all fairly equal, but that's a good question, because there is one way the spirit world communicates that makes it harder on the spirit. And that is the olfactory, the ability to send a scent, a fragrance, smoke.
Really?
And the reason it's the most difficult for someone in the spirit world is because they have to think about it. And then they have to try to create it. And then they have to condense it. And then they have to push it down towards you. So if you smell lilac bushes that were your grandmother's, or
right.
aqua velvet, is that something, that a cologne or something? Why did I say that one? Or Noxzema face cream, or smoke. And I've had many people say they smell food or coffee or chocolate or cookies. So yeah, think about what the spirit has to go through to deliver that scent down to the person on earth. And that's one of the hardest ways for them to communicate. And
I'm sure it's all out of love too.
Yeah, oh, it is out of love. And you can actually tell who it is by who sends you what scent.
Right.
Hopefully you weren't on a farm with manure, because that's another. Hey, you were from Kansas.
I'm from Kansas. Yeah, my dad was a butcher. Who knows? I'd be like, what is that smell?
What was that sound? What was that manure smell?
I know, right?
But no, it's a great way to help people. And so if there are callers tonight.
Oh, there's a lot of calls already. So
specifically, I want to stick with souls that have crossed to heaven. Many times people will call and say, give me a message. Well, clarify it. I'm also psychic, but my main mission is the mediumship work that I do. And that's connecting you with your loved one who still loves you very, very much. It's just they're in a higher frequency, place. So how are we, Tony, on calls? Should we take a call and then talk some more?
Yeah, we're full. So, but I do, before we take one call, can I ask a question from the chat room?
Yeah.
I mean, this might be just somebody that, not necessarily is a skeptic, but I think just really, really wants to know. It says, how can people who have never died, which we've all died if you believe in afterlife and past lives, be sure of what happens after death?
Well, we can never really truly be sure. That's where faith comes in.
Right.
I'm serious. It's not a religious concept. It's a spiritual concept. Because the Spirit of God, the Creator, is within each one of us. So if you believe in love, God is love. If you believe in helping others, if you believe in the goodness of this world, there is a heaven, there is an afterlife. And I believe that. So there really isn't any proof. And I never try to prove it. I just try to bring comfort. But that's where the faith comes in, whoever's asking. Hope you have a dose of it, because you might need it before you pass.
Right.
There's no old saying, there's no atheist in a foxhole.
Right. Well,
did you ever hear that one, Tony?
I have not, but that's funny. I like it. Yeah, you start believing when you get to that point. You're like,
yeah, right. You're going to believe in something in the afterlife.
Right.
Now, what we are taught in religion, and I don't want to go off on a tangent about the fire and brimstone, but we don't have a physical body, so we can't burn really. Right. The gray misty area is just for those that wander aimlessly. Mm-hmm. They don't know where they are, and they don't really, they can't find the light. They can't see the light.
But why is
So-
that? Why can't just an angel or somebody come get them? Why can't?
Well, like a human soul volunteer
Uh-huh.
can come down to get them, and
Right.
sometimes angels can.
Okay.
In my book, they're shown living in the afterlife. A lady that I never met by the name of Marie
Mhm.
lived in the early 1940s into 50s, and she had just a tragic life. She was abused sexually, and they were very poor, and her brother died as a little boy because they didn't have the money for the doctor, and it's a long story. But anyhow, she had a daughter that she loved, but she had depression. She was bipolar, she told me. It's in the chapter under suicide, and there's no condemnation with suicide. It's a choice.
Right.
But she she was cleaning homes, and she was cleaning at a farm, and went to the shed and took a gun and shot herself. And she said she rose above her body and looked down and said, "What did I do?" Because she never heard about an afterlife, but she could still see and feel and hear. What was really interesting about Marie's story is she wandered around the farm for 5 years of earthly time. Now, there's no time in heaven. There's no time in the other dimensions. Time is man-made here on earth. But she said the horses could see her, and they carried on a lot, and the cats and dogs could see her. The humans couldn't. So I do believe animals can see spirits. But eventually, a male heavenly volunteer who was a human soul came down. He said, "Come on, Marie, you have work to do. You got to go to the light."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "I don't want to do any more work. I've worked all my life and I'm tired." And he said, "Well, just come with me." He says, we need to go to the light. So he coaxed her to heaven, which I find interesting. She went through her life review. She had remorse about her suicide, but wasn't condemned for it because it was merely a choice. And the lesson behind the choice is God gave us all free choice and free will, which is an amazing gift. But we soul contract a timeline before we're born. And I do believe in past lives. I don't think a beautiful God of love would give us one chance to perfect, and then we're doomed one way or the other. I think that we're here to learn soul lessons. But she had soul contracted, Marie, a longer timeline. And it was cut short by, I think, 30 or 40 years when she took her life.
Wow.
So she was out of those soul lessons on earth. And that's the downside of taking your life. You're out of your soul lessons, but also you probably come right on back.
Right.
Now, we choose to come back. We're not forced to come down here. We choose with God's will to come down.
Wow.
Okay. So any other quick questions in the chat room, Tony?
Well,
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one, and like you said, the phone calls are full, and there was, let's see, there's one. I think one is just asking about a personal connection to her cousin's mother, but
Okay.
It doesn't really give me a lot of details. It's just, can she give me a message from my cousin's mother to give her some peace? But I don't know if that's something you can do any readings on, or
Yeah.
it's from
Her cousin's mother.
Jan.
So I don't know if they were sisters or if these are brothers. I try to put them into a category: left side, right side, mother's side, dad's side. Maybe you could ask her if it's on her. Would she say her mother's cousin?
Let me read it one more time. Yes, I'm hoping she can give me a message for my cousin's mother. So it just says for my cousin's mother to give her some peace. So it'd be her aunt.
It would be her aunt, and then she's alluding to the cousin being passed away. Is that correct?
For my cousin, it sounds like the cousin passed away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all I know, I need a little more info.
Yeah. So
I would say whoever's passed away is in great peace and light, sweetheart.
Yeah. Right.
If you could give a little more detail, who is passed, I would assume it's the cousin and not the mother.
So Jan,
correct?
Yeah, of course. So if you in the chat room, Jan, if you want to give a little more information, that'd be great. I think we should take a call just to to keep us going, but this, let me see. Oh, she just texted. My cousin committed suicide. Okay. There
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, thank you for that, because we were just on the wavelength of suicide.
Right.
So that came in at a perfect time. So as I will reiterate, there is no downside to suicide. There's no condemnation from an angry God. Your cousin is in the light. There is a form of some type of depression. It's either clinical or genetic. Do they give a name? Do they give a first name, Tony?
See, not yet. Maybe.
Okay, that's fine. I just feel like I have a fear of success or a fear of failure. I feel like I want to do right because this is the cousin now letting me feel this. I'm not seeing the cousin, but I feel like I want to do right. I want people to be proud of me. Right. I'm trying to get my act together. I'm sorry I had to go. And the timeline was cut short. But your cousin is in the love of God, I think has gone through the life review. And there's an April-May connection that I'm hearing from the cousin with not so much the passing or the birth month, but something to do with how they felt in the April-May timeframe. This is probably before they passed or around the time, that they passed. So if you could give me a confirmation on that. My heart goes out to all who have lost children, to all who have lost anyone. And so tell that mother that there's prayers being sent up, please. And that your cousin is in the love and light of God, and no more pain.
And David was his name. David,
no more pain. Will be going through a form of rehab. Now you'll laugh about this, but it's in my book. This is an excellent book, What We Do in Heaven. David is going to help those who are about to take their life, to squelch that idea. That's what his mission is going to be. He's met up with a grandfather figure too, as well. An older gentleman comes in with David and says that he was welcomed with open arms. David wasn't quite sure. He was shot out of his body pretty quickly. However he took his life, he was not in a lot of pain. I do have to say, I'm not feeling a long lingering with him. I'm feeling up and out. And he says, send love to my mom and the rest of my family. There's also a younger female he sends love to as well. I don't know. That's his sister, his daughter. I don't know who that would be. It's a younger female. But that's about what I can get. So God bless David in heaven. He is in heaven. And thank you so much for asking about him.
Yeah, and she said that is when he passed. Thank you very much.
Okay, good.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, honey.
I know it's never an easy subject to talk about, but giving them, some hope and some relief, just knowing that they're in peace.
And after doing the work 3 decades, within this last 2 years, I've had more parents with children that have had accidental overdoses, not intentional, and suicides. Within the last couple of years. I mean, so it's not just about talking to grandpa. It's about getting resolution with how did they feel? What did they go through? What did they experience when they left their body? What color was their portal? Who were they met by? What are they doing now? All these questions are in this book about heaven. So I hope David's loved one who wrote at least can look at it on Kindle and just get some insights about it. It will bring you a lot of peace. God bless you.
That's wonderful. All right. Well, do you want to take some calls? Because it's full.
I am ready.
Oh my
I'm ready tonight. I'm in my saddle.
All right.
Okay, so.
All right, here we go. So we're going to go to 620 number. They've been on hold for a while. So you are live with Michele, the People's Medium. Do you have a question for her?
Yes.
Hello.
I just want to know if my friend Lindsay is at peace.
Okay, first of all, what's your name, dear?
My name is Janie.
Janie, thank you for calling so much. Where are you calling from?
Winfield, Kansas.
Kansas. Great state.
Love that state.
Yeah, Tony's from Kansas too. He's from granola. I'm sorry. He's from granola and his last name's Sweet, so he's okay. Your friend, is it your friend, Janie?
Do what?
I said you're asking, we're on a delay, so I'll talk slow. You're asking about your friend, is that correct?
Yes.
Who passed? I feel very connected with you and your friend. And I want to say, I almost feel like soul sisters. I have her through, I think you mentioned Lindsay. You mentioned Lindsay,
yes.
Correct? She comes through.
Yes.
She doesn't want to look old, which I find's funny, which tells me she had a good sense of humor, Janie. This one had a pretty good sense of humor. She had her down days, but she wants to pull on someone's ear. So where are we? October? Whose birthday was or is coming up, Janie, in family? Whose birthday was or is coming up? Or whose crossing month was or is coming up? Help me out here.
I'm not sure.
September, October, November.
My son just had a birthday.
Pardon?
My son just had a birthday.
Ah! That's Lindsay's way of acknowledging your son, sweetheart.
Oh.
She's acknowledging, she feels like an aunt to him, Aunt Lindsay. And she says, don't you worry, Janie, about your boy. He's not a boy anymore. He's getting bigger, And she's laughing. She says, don't you worry about your boy. I'm going to watch out for him from heaven. And there's an angel connection here. So she either gave you an angel, there's an angel in her honor. So do you have an angel pin? What's an angel connection with her? Can you tell me? With your girlfriend?
I don't know. She committed suicide.
Okay.
And she left me stuff. And
yes, so you don't have to tell me anymore. Well, then I'm going to say that you're her earth angel, darling. That you were her earth angel. You tried to help her by the way you talked to her. And she did get herself down, but she also had a good sense of humor. But I feel a vacillation with her. I don't know if she was bipolar. I just feel like I have mood swings with Lindsay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mood swings.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm serious. Because she wants you to lighten up.
Bad.
Pardon?
I said, yeah, her mood swings were bad. She'd be up one minute and down the next.
Yeah. So I feel she may have been a little bit bipolar with her energy. I think she was not diagnosed bipolar. I do have to say this, there's an angel connection, you'll think of it, and she keeps showing me angel wings. And did you have a son? Who else? Did she have a son, honey?
Yes, she has a son.
Yeah. She's acknowledging your boy. She calls your son who just had the birthday, your boy, but she's also acknowledging her boy. And there's remorse about this action. But she says, guess what, Janie? I'm in the light. She's going through her life review. Keep open to the beginning of a new year, January, February, okay, March. Those are months that connect with her, okay? Just like I got April, May for the last chat room person, they took their life in those months. She connects somehow. Pardon?
She died in March.
Yeah, okay. Because she's giving me the fish, which is a symbol for Pisces Aquarius, but basically it means rebirthed in February, March. So she's giving me her rebirthing month. They don't like to say die, Janie, because the soul never dies. They like to say they were rebirthed. Right. Thank you for thinking of her, Janie. Thank you for sending some prayers up for her. She's in a better place, and she loves you, darling. She loves you very much. And she holds up a coffee mug.
Oh, she knows I love coffee.
I know. She wants to give you a coffee mug filled with Good coffee. Now, did she smoke, darling? Did she smoke, or do you smoke? There's smoke coming in here.
Yeah, we smoked.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot.
Right. So she's talking about the smoking. She's letting me smell the smoke. She says, "Here, Janie, take a sip of coffee for me." She says, "Keep your chin up. We're not ready for you." Lindsay's laughing now. She's laughing. So thank you for calling from Kansas. God bless you, Janie. I love you. Please share the show because I give away my books, okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
God bless, sweetheart. Night.
Bye.
Oh, that was beautiful. Love those Kansas people.
I love the coffee drinkers.
I know, right? I love it. Yeah, there's wow, there must have been something in the water because people are just pouring into the chat room, pouring into the call center. You are popular today. I love it. Love it. All right, you ready for another call?
I'm ready for another call.
All right, let's see here. Let me see if I can find I'm asking the people in the chat room if they want to give me. We have I think Chris. So let's go ahead and see from 717. So, Chris, you there?
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Hi, Michelle. It's Krista.
Krista or Christina?
Yeah. Krista Core.
Okay. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. Would you please forgive me?
Oh, yes, I forgive you.
I do so many readings, and I don't know who you are, but did you have a question?
Yeah, my question is, me and my son feel like we're being contacted by a spirit, and we're trying to figure out who it is.
Perfect. All right, it's an older gentleman, okay? He's a family member,
Yep.
So you don't have to freak out, Krista.
Okay, it's probably my grandfather then.
Yeah, I think it's a grandfather figure. I think he's on your dad's side, and I do have to say he really loves your son. He's a spirit guide of your son's. Do you know that? You
said he's on my dad. He's on my dad's side.
I think he is. He's like a dad figure to your son, which makes him possibly paternal grandfather. You don't have to know them; they definitely see and know you. But he loves your son. And I'm going to tell you, there's going to be electrical occurrences. Watch for them. He's in your son's room a lot. So there's going to be some action in your son's room. And also, Krista, there's going to be some action at night. Do you understand? You're going to feel this figure at night. There's going to be some action in the home. I also hear someone going up and down steps. And do you have steps in your home, Krista?
Yes, we have basement steps, and then we have the steps that go upstairs.
You know what your grandfather wants you to do? He wants you to get a stronger dehumidifier in the basement. Do you have a?
Yes. That must be on my mother's side. That has to be my mother's side. My grandfather, my mom's.
He's letting me smell a musty basement. So do you have a dehumidifier down there?
We do have
Krista?
a musty basement. Oh, that's really funny.
Do you have a dehumidifier?
Do you have a what?
You got to turn your sound down, darling.
Oh.
I got a lot of people to get to. Do you have a dehumidifier in your basement?
No.
Okay. Would you please go get one, because there's mold down there and it's coming up through the vents, and he's trying to protect you and your son and your family from any kind of respiratory problems, your grandpop. Okay?
Oh, okay. I will have to do that.
Well, and that's about what I can get for you, honey. I'm on a timeline. God bless. Krista, God bless you. And write to me. I'm sorry I don't remember you, but God bless you, honey.
It's okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I never know what they're going to say, Tony. I mean,
Yeah, right. I love when people get shocked when you're like, oh my God, yeah.
well, I mean, he's concerned about their health. And so he took me down the basement steps, and it's an older home, it looks like. And there's a real musty smell. I might even flood sometimes down there. And he's a little bit not concerned, but he wants them to be in good health. So isn't that interesting? He wants you to.
Right. That's it, and now that's just a very random, because a lot of people don't even have basements anymore.
I know. Well, I can smell the must, so she better get a dehumidifier.
Right. All right. Well, we have more. We have a 309 Ruth that's been waiting and itching to get in to talk to you. Are you ready for another one?
Sure.
All right. All right, Miss Ruth, are you there? Are you on with Michele Livingston?
Yes, I am. Hi, Michele. I've talked to you recently.
Have you? Have you called in before? Ruthie. I'm hearing Ruthie.
September the 20th. I remember it.
Did you call the show before, Ruthie?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling again. We're trying to kind of get new callers, Ruthie. But I do have a gentleman calling you Little Ruthie. So is your dad passed?
Oh, I don't know my dad.
That's okay. He definitely sees and knows you, darling. but he calls you Little Ruthie, okay? And
okay.
Where are you calling from, Ruth? Can you tell me?
From Illinois.
Oh, well, bless you. Thanks for calling back. Are you sharing the show?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good.
I haven't tonight. I have been.
Well, let me
Yes,
know
I
that
love
you're
your show.
sharing, because I'm giving books away, okay?
I'm sorry?
I said, let me know that
didn't
you're
hear you.
sharing my show, because I'm giving books away.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm waiting for mine. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, tell me you're sharing the show then. Well, Ruth, I'm trying to get some new callers through. I hope you don't mind if we take another call. Do you, my dear?
No, hon, I don't mind at all.
God bless you, sweetheart. Thank you for watching and calling. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, hon.
Yeah, Tony, I'm trying to get some
I
new
get
calls
it.
through.
Yeah, of course. In fact, we have Miss Christina with 717 ready to talk to you. Are you ready for her?
Absolutely.
All right, so here we go. Miss Christina, you're on with Michele Livingston.
Hi there, honey.
Hello?
Hi, is this Christina?
Yes.
Hello, Christina. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Who did you want to hear from, darling?
My brother, John.
Okay, well, let me see what I can do. And thanks for being specific and not just saying you want a message.
Yeah.
Okay, and turn the volume down, honey, on your computer, okay, or wherever you are. Turn it down.
Yep, got it.
Okay, I have an older gentleman, Christina, who's a grandfather figure, and he's bringing through your brother John. And I have your brother through, and I do have to say he's very strong tonight. He's very strong tonight. And he gives me a big grin, and he gives me a thumbs up. He gives me a thumbs up. And he calls himself Big John.
Yeah. All the time.
I don't know. Was there another John, or was he just Big John? I don't know why he's saying that, but
I have a cousin named John,
okay.
and they used to call him Big John.
Yeah, well, he calls himself Big John. He says, tell Christina I love her. Tell her I forgive her. Tell her there's nothing to forgive. He's holding up a beer can, too. He wants you to, as the other caller was supposed to have a sip of coffee, he wants you to take a swig of beer. And when you take a swig of beer, darling, think of him.
Beer.
What's that, darling? What'd you say?
She said she didn't like his beer.
He has a haircut, and he shaved his beard to come in to talk to you, and he has a haircut. He's letting me hear lots of music, so I assumed he liked music. He just has a shirt on. He just has a sweatshirt on. He says, "Tell Mom I love her." Is your mom's on Earth? Is she?
I'm sorry?
Is your mother on Earth?
No.
Then he
She
sends
passed away
love.
in 03.
All right, then he's mentioning your mother, and he sends love with your mother, okay, to you then. Okay, do you understand? He's with your mother.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, because he says tell her mother loves her then. Okay, that's what it is. And I have your mother through, Christina. Your mother says hello here as well tonight.
Okay.
Your brother has a good personality. Does he ever wear a cap? Did your brother wear a cap?
All the time.
Yeah, he's got his cap on. Your mother has her arm around him, sweetheart. And I have to say they love you so much, Christina, and sometimes you feel alone. They're telling me sometimes you feel alone, honey. I'm so sorry about it.
Yeah.
But now I have to say
he was like my best friend.
there's also a younger female with Big John. So did he have a girlfriend?
Yeah, that was probably his girlfriend, Nikki.
She passed away?
Yep, she passed away a couple months before he did from cystic fibrosis.
Oh, I'm so sorry. She looks like a little fairy to me.
Yeah,
she's
she loves fairies.
She's petite.
Yeah.
She says, hi, Chris.
There's like nothing to her.
Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Christina. I'm with your brother, John, and I love him. And actually, John has his arm around her, too, so I guess they were lovers, right? They were boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, her lungs hurt her, darling. Her lungs hurt her. And she was a real fairy angel. This is a precious, precious girl.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, she was. She was a fighter.
And she loved the children. She says she loved the children. For her
my brother has
cause.
3 kids.
Yeah. So, God bless her. So I have to say Big John's here. And he's pointing to an eagle. Do you ever see an eagle? What's that? What's that symbol mean? Eagle.
He's an Eagles fan, Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh God, that's it then. Because that's the way.
Yeah.
I'm not into any kind of sport, so he pointed to an eagle in the sky. He says, "Go Eagles!"
Yep. Yeah.
I'm so sorry for your losses, but know that John is here. There's nothing. You have no guilt about his passing.
Okay,
please
thank you.
don't. That your mother sends love, and his girlfriend also sends love to you, sweetheart. And tell her family, whoever she is, that she loves them, and that it was her line was up, and it was her time to go. Okay?
Okay, I will.
Do you have any quick questions for them, Christina? Because I have to move on.
No, I don't.
Well, I will keep you in my prayers. I'm so glad we got your mother through, and he's with his. He does a heart like this. He said, "How's that go?" I'm with my girlfriend, he says, and I'm with my mom, and I love them both. Okay.
Okay.
And
thank you.
what's the October connection? He's mentioning this month.
Yeah, he passed away October 4th of this month.
Oh, okay. So it's an anniversary month.
Yeah, a year ago on the 4th.
Well, I'm so glad you got through, Christina. God bless you, honey.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
Well, we go from coffee to beer.
I know. I hate to see what's next.
Oh, don't say that. I hope it's nothing illegal.
I know, right? Like, shh, don't say it, don't say it. Well, you have the phone lines are full. We have probably time for maybe one more. And so.
And I want to say to people, I love you all, but do somebody else a favor. If you've already talked to me, give someone else a chance, please.
Yes, I agree.
No, Ruthie was kind enough to step aside. That was nice.
Very nice of Ruth. Yes, you're amazing. All right, you ready for one more?
Okay.
All right,
let's go.
Let's see. All right. How about I think her name is Donna. So let's see. 732. Donna, you there?
Donna.
Yes, I am. Hello?
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Michelle. How are you? I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart. I don't know who you are, but you sound pretty good to me.
I'm doing good. Michelle, I have a question about my mom. She passed away about 5 years ago, and I'd just like to know how she's doing. I never really feel like she's around me, so I'd just like to know, is she around? Is she watching? How is she in heaven?
Okay, your mother, she liked children, correct, Donna? Did she like children?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me tell you what she's doing, and let me tell you why you don't feel her around you. When children pass over between a couple days old to the age of 4 years old, your mother is working with a soul group in heaven, and there's a heavenly nursery there. And she takes she takes the babies with their old souls, but they don't know it because they haven't been in their physical body very long. She takes the babies to the heavenly nursery with some of her soul friends, and she's busy, Donna. That's why you haven't felt her. Yeah, yes.
And that's spot on because she had 5 children.
Oh.
One of 5, and she loved babies, and she loved all her grandchildren. That sounds just like my mom.
I know, and you've asked for her to come in a dream, or you've looked for signs. She probably was stronger right after she passed, because there's no time. I'm sorry, Donna. There's no time over there. So as time goes on, they tend to get on with their heavenly work. And by the way, your mother has had her hair fixed to talk to you. She has her hair done.
Oh, that's great to hear, because I know my sister Debbie dreams of her,
right,
which is great, but I just think of her all the time, and I always say, Mom, I just wish I could feel you. Give me a hint that you're here. But I think that's beautiful that she's doing that, because that does sound like my mom. She really did. She loved her children. She loved her grandchildren. So that is right where she should be.
Donna, your mother sends you birds.
Yes, she does, Michelle. Well, yes.
She does?
I have tons of birds in my backyard all the time.
I see cardinals. You'll watch for the cardinal. I don't know where you're from, but your mother likes the brown birds. She says, I am not sending Donna crows. She says, my Donna's going to have robins and cardinals.
Yes.
Where are you located, sweetie? Where are you?
I live in Toms River, New Jersey, which is the Jersey coast. Right down the shoreline.
Okay, perfect. So for some unknown reason, I know there's probably seagulls there. You're going to be driving along. I kid you not. You're going to see cardinals. You're going to see different kinds of birds. Birds are symbols of the soul because their wings look like angel wings. And your mother, God bless her, says, I love Donna. She's the one that's the strongest in family, you're emotionally.
Wow.
And she says, don't worry about a dream. I'm going to send you a bird. Okay, honey?
I love to hear that. Well, Michele, I can't believe that I got to speak to you. I really, really enjoy your show, and I wish I lived a little closer to you because I would love to have a reading by you. But maybe one day my sisters and I will take a ride out there.
Well, I do family group sessions, so bring your sisters. I just did sisters on Sunday, and all the relatives came through from heaven. So,
okay.
Bless you, Donna, in New Jersey. Take care, hon. But good night.
Okay, thank you, Michele. Okay, have a good evening. Bye-bye now. Bye.
Wow.
Oh, I think that's so cool that her mother's taking the babies and getting them squared away over there.
She loved her babies.
You have a Kansas accent tonight. So something's going on with you, Tony.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe the Kansas person started me off. Yeah.
You're going like this. You're talking like that. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's what's funny. And I don't drink, but when I get tired, when I get around people that have a Kansas accent, that's when it comes out.
Well, there you go. That was our first caller, or first chat person, whoever it was.
I must have picked up their energy. Well, you did great tonight. Amazing calls, amazing chat room. Everybody's loving the show, and you always came through. I mean, you did a great job.
Thank you so much. And remember, I'm here every Wednesday with Tony at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific. And I'll be taking more of your calls next week. We'll have a new subject. Book winner, you heard your name, so private message me. And also come to the seminar. I have one Sunday, November 9th. We have fun. It's going to be a Thanksgiving dinner, too. I do readings. So I love you all. Remember this, everyone. Always, always be kind. God bless you all. Mwah.
Bye, Michele.
Bye-bye.
If you enjoy the Michele Livingston Show and want to see her in person, check out her next live seminar.
So here we go. If you can work with me, close your eyes. We're going to take 8 deep breaths, and we're going to start.
Have you recently lost a loved one?
Who lost a husband recently? I had to take a deep breath with him. I feel it was fairly quick.
Could you be the next one to get a reading?
I think I'm with you, sweetie. There's a name like Bree. They're showing me cheese. That's the new one. They showed me Brie cheese and her daughter's name Brie. See how this works?
This seminar will provide an experience that will truly enhance your understanding of the other dimensions.
When we get over there, we train to help 1 or 2 people that are on the earth plane, and we train to be their guides or their helpers.
And confirm that you
There's a dad figure coming through here.
are never alone.
Did you enjoy it?